Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. And through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this, this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is to try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades. We do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us in the challenge for a little $9 a month, and also to get access to an exclusive in-depth strategy video, information is available in the description below. In the previous video we did a stock update on ticker symbol MULN, Mullen Automotive, so please refer back to the previous video for an important update on that stock. We also looked at 5 questions with regard to the S1 for ticker symbol MMTLP. In today's video we're going to be looking at a new bio stock that's been having a tremendous run, and then we're also going to be following up by looking at MMTLP, some new developments, and we're also going to be focusing on one of the important questions from the previous video, so stay tuned for that. Let's first of all have a look at what's happening in the market. So this is an alternative perspective here with regard to many of the analysts who are predicting a recession. So here from Personal Finance, just released a few minutes ago, the headline here is the Fed rate hikes are unlikely to trigger a recession, experts are now also saying. So they're looking at obviously a continuing increase in prices, potentially around about 5%, but the jobs data was good. And then obviously if we do get some more economic growth, potentially we will remain in a bear market, but the key hope for all investors is that we do avoid a recession. Let's start by giving a shout out here to Exact Perspective 508, and on Twitter he's posted a very interesting perspective here on what may be happening with MMTLP. So let's have a look at what he's posted with regard to the OTC market. He said here, looks like the usual suspects for MMTLP trading, CDL, NIT, GTSM and CSTL have a lot of OTC swaps. He's also stating here that they're using old torch data for MMAT OTC ticker as well. And it seems to be that they have incorrectly identified John Berger as the president, which we know that it is not true. So let's have a look at a follow-up to this post. So I'm going to give a shout out here to Adrian Ramirez, and who's kindly tagged in John Berger, and the good news here is John has responded to the post from Adrian, and Adrian's post here is basically stating information will make us free. Brother, do we have a current kind of accurate amount of torch shares, and they're between real and fake. So again, this is a lot of information going around with regard to fake shares, synthetic shares, the dark pools, etc. But what John Berger has stated here is with regard to the actual official data, he's saying we have 165 million real MMTLP shares, no idea on fake. So someone smarter than me can maybe get a good estimate on those. So again, follow-up response here at the bottom from Exact Perspective. He said, have you reported any of this, including the MMTLP and torch swaps, to any of the regulatory bodies? There's using your old torch data for both MMTLP and MMAT in the OTC market. So this certainly is a problem that needs to be dealt with, especially from the board. It certainly seems to be, if this is the case, it will have been going on for a long time. So I'm hoping we get a quick update on this. And again, a special thanks for Exact Perspective 508 for this due diligence and investigation, which I think certainly needs to be rectified. What I'd now like to do is have a look at one of the questions I posted in the previous video. This question was with regard to a potential squeeze in MMTLP. So I also posted a question on Twitter just shortly. So this was with regard to the actual price that people may actually look at potentially selling MMTLP in the result of a squeeze. So I was quite staggered with regard to the responses here and in terms of the prices. So this is quite bullish, so I'm going to give a shout out to many of the investors here for MMTLP who have given their prices in terms of the price that they will be prepared to sell MMTLP in the event of a squeeze. So let's have a quick summary here of some of these. On the screen here you'll see LML is not going to sell for less than $50. Bradley Tate I gave a shout out to. He's got a true example of diamond hands here. He says if any shorty wants it, it's $100 a share, no less. So again, credit to Bradley there. Greg has also added on here, he's looking at around about a price of $60. So again, very bullish there. Ian Tobia has stated here there's a little bit more negative on this one, so he's prepared to sell at $10. So that's one of the lowest dollar amounts that we've received. Pinstripe Press here, he's added again a little bit more negative here, but he's estimating that from his calculation compared to the $100, he's looking at the calculator is saying $72. So this is taking into account obviously the potential for gas, potential for oil, and again obviously the potential for the price of oil. So very interesting post there from Pinstripe Press. We have D. Barnes, he's saying he actually believes it could get to $10 plus, but this person, B. Barnes, is the most negative on the market in terms of what we've seen. So he thinks realistically we're looking at $3 to $5. So that's the most negative post so far. Ryan Dable, $50. Derek is saying $74. Ruby is looking at $80. MVP Chair is looking at a price between $80 and $110. Quiet Quest looking at $100 in terms of the floor for MMTLP. Lots of Lotto is looking at around about $50. Vladimir is saying a price between $70 to $80. Scott is saying $75, and finally the Terminate Grade Lee is also saying approximately $100. So the vast majority of investors here are giving a price well in excess of $70, $80. One question I'd now like to pose is if anybody here is aware of people who have sold MMTLP for less than $1.50, let's identify who they are. So I would be very surprised if anybody is selling this for less than $2. What I'm now going to do is follow up one of the interesting questions from in the previous video, and this was where we got quite an interesting response and with regard to Kekramonikan. And if you remember the question, this was very cryptic. So the post he stated on the channel was, "I farted and shit my pants." So I did offer some insight into this. I was a little bit confused because the channel is about stocks and shares. This channel is about investment, and the focus was on MMTLP. So I was trying to work out what Kirkamonian's objective was with this, but I'd like to give a thank you here to Wiseblood 2012, who's clarified what the post means, and it actually means I fart and shit my pants. So what this basically means is obviously for a recommendation we're looking at Kleenex, and the next question I'm going to focus on now with regards to what MVP Chair has said is, now the question is why he's typed this. So I have two theories on this. First of all, this person could be A, bad at spelling, and B, this person could have a bad memory. So as the channel is about stocks and shares, he may have just forgot to type about stocks and shares and just typed what he was actually doing at the time. So that's theory one. Theory two is this person is a genius, and what he's done is typed a cryptic message. So the cryptic message has got two options here. One is he was probably going through a period of excitement with regard to inside information about the S1. So he's now typed in, similar to what George is, this statement here in a cryptic way to obviously not breach any SEC guidelines. However, on a bearish note, it could also be something driven by fear. So he's also, so two angles there. But overall, finally, if there was any inference that we are blaming George for this, I'd like to offer George an apology here, that if the situation with regard to Kekramonikan is not actually George's fault. So any inference here that George is to blame for the situation with Kekramonikan, we will take that back. And the final matter I'd like to add on there, in some of the comments were also giving comments with regard to how did I keep a straight face. So the reason for that is I do have a dry sense of humour, and the other thing I'm going to make a promise to everyone: if the dividend goes in excess of $30, I will smile. So let's obviously anybody can remind me of that. So let's now move on to the next stock. So the next stock I'm going to focus on is a stock which has got a number of catalysts coming up. This is ticker symbol EVFM, and I'm going to share with you a headline here from Yahoo Finance, and this is with regard to an agreement they've reached with one of the largest pharmacy benefit managers in the US. So the company is obviously seeking an FDA approved hormone-free on-demand option to pregnancy. They have long-term contract adds growing to a list of agreements, and they also expect in terms of effective prescriptions as significant cost savings from agreements. So this stock has been doing exceptionally well. Let's have a look at some additional details for it. So I'm going to share something with you that has also an exclusive been shared in the Discord prior to you watching this here, and this is from an exclusive biopharmaceutical catalyst website, and these are upcoming catalysts for EVFM. So I believe these two catalysts with the catalyst dates are driving this stock forward. So let's have a look at what they are. They're both phase 3. So the first one with regards to Phexi and Fora is going to have a catalyst date of phase 3 data due in the second half of 2022. So that could be imminent. The other catalyst here is Evo 100 with regard to EvoGuard, also phase 3. Phase 3 was reported as a successful Type C meeting with the FDA, and this is due also in the second half of 2022. So again, let's now have a look at what the chart has been showing for this stock. So I'm going to share with you on the screen here the 1 month chart for ticker symbol EVFM, also known as Evofem Biosciences. So on the screen here, you'll be able to see over the previous month, this stock is up in excess of 265%. Right now in time of editing, it's also up in excess of 6% at $1.18. So if you have a look at the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average, this had a significant turn around about the 27th of June, when there was a significant spike up in the share price and where it went well in excess of $1.50. So since then, it has consolidated just close to $1. And again, just around about the 7th of July 2022, it again went close to $1.60. It has come down. So certainly lots of volatility here. But now let's have a look at how we played this stock in the Discord. So on the screen here, you'll be able to see that we called this stock out here on our stock alerts channel for initially here on the 27th of June 2022. We again called it out on the 5th of July 2022, and then it was also added to our weekly watch list here, where obviously we stated here it's been running on a deal with the nation's largest pharmacy, and obviously potential good news from the FDA. It's a bio stock, it's going to be extremely volatile, good idea to trade with care and a stop loss. And finally, if anybody would like to get advance notification of FDA catalysts, which can drive a stock up and many stocks up to squeeze, on the screen here you'll be able to see that FDA catalysts are now shared in advance in the Discord in our date and catalyst room. So to get access to this, you can join us from as little as $9 a month. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.